Sri Lanka, the lovely little teardrop island south of India, is one of our favorite holiday destinations. When the cold English winter arrived this year, we flew off to warmer parts and spent 3 weeks in Sri Lanka. For the first 9 days, we stayed at an eco-friendly resort some 18 kilometers north of the capital, Colombo. Ranwali is built on a peninsula located between a river and the Indian Ocean. There are 70-odd chalets dotted along the shore, and the sound of the waves lulled us to sleep at night. The unique transport to our little island was charming and put us in a relaxed frame of mind. A ferryman was on duty 24 hours a day, and it was the only way across. It was peaceful, tropical, and friendly. While sitting outside the chalet, we often had half-tame birds stopping by, looking for breadcrumbs and other goodies. The crows were more cautious, but the chipmunks and minor birds were great show-offs. We got to know a local taxi driver named Joseph and had several outings with him. He spoke good English and was an excellent guide. This is the busy and lively Sunday market in Negombo, about half an hour's drive away.
So, lady bus buy 100 rupees for that much.
Oh, yeah.
100 rupees, 100.
100 rupees.
Yeah.
Another day we went up the coast to a fishing village named Chilau. The number of goats at the markets intrigued us, and Joseph said they all belonged to local farmers, but during the day they wander around and get plenty of leftovers at the market and return home in the afternoon. Dogs and cows do the same. This was the last Ranwali sunset we enjoyed before we began part 2 of the holiday, a tour of the island. Yatta, the smiling man wearing glasses, was our driver and guide. He spoke good English and was knowledgeable about wildlife and Sri Lanka in general. This was our comfortable car. We drove inland from Negombo and headed for the mountainous part of the island where the tea plantations are found, at an altitude of 6,000 feet. It is a beautiful area with waterfalls and steep hills. There are tea bushes wherever you look. It is also a lot colder. And vegetables we know from home are planted and distributed to the rest of the country. We spent a night at the Grand Hotel in Nuwara Eliya, a huge colonial house built for the governor when England was an empire and ruled Sri Lanka. It was 20 degrees colder here than at sea level. Before sunrise the next morning, Yatta and I set off with the owner of a rickety minibus to Horton Plains, the highest point in the area. At an altitude of 7,200 feet, it was hard to breathe when we had hills to climb. But we walked for 2.5 miles and finally arrived at World's End, where there is a sheer drop of 1 kilometer. We have reached our goal. Mist and fog soon descend over the plain, so an early start is essential. These cascades are called Baker's Falls, named after Samuel Baker, who introduced English-style agriculture to the area in 1847. Wharton Plains supply 3 large rivers with water and keep the region fertile. We moved on and visited a herb garden, which was peaceful and full of birdsong. Many village people don't have access to proper medical care, and herbal treatments are commonly used. That's nutmeg.
Yeah.
The red part is the maize.
Maize. Remove the red part, come nut inside here.
Yeah.
This is a pork nut. Very hard shell. With shell keep a long period for any places, no problem.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
this
beetle nut.
yeah, beetle nut. This nut and one of the leaf, beetle nut, tobacco, lime, mix together, we eat well.
Yeah.
When it comes for a mouth. This for the labor people in this country, again hungry.
Oh.
Again hungry.
Oh,
At the high mountain place, for the high altitude time, they chew, they are stimulating for the body.
yeah.
It is not always easy for the local population to bring their produce to market, and roadside stalls like this one are essential. The cattle grazed peacefully on the plain near Sigiriya. This 200-meter high rock is very impressive and has a long history. It was a religious retreat as far back as the 3rd century AD. Later on it became a safe haven for a royal king when he had to go into hiding because of a feud with his brother about the right to the throne. It was my great desire to climb the 1200 steps to the top, and we set off, Yatta and I, in the hot sunshine. There are frescoes on the walls dating back thousands of years. This is Lion's Gate and the main entrance to the royal residence. The British built the metal steps in the 1930s, and it was a bit frightening climbing the outside of the cliffs, but worth it when we looked at the view from the top. This is all that's left of the royal retreat, and I can see why he felt safe here. No intruder would possibly enter without being seen. We arrived at the charming Chaya village where we stayed for 4 nights. There are 108 chalets by the large man-made lake, which is full of wading birds. Habarana is located in a north-central dry zone, but thanks to the irrigation system created by the ancient kings, it is anything but dry. It is a fertile area where everything grows. We had several outings with Yatta, and saw wild elephant during an afternoon safari. The oldest matriarch is in charge of the family, and the babies are always looked after by all the females. When water becomes scarce in April or May, large herds of elephants and other animals come to the lake to drink. But when we were there, water was plentiful, and we missed this impressive sight. We also visited a temple deep in the jungle where the tallest standing Buddha in Sri Lanka can be found. It is 14 meters tall and carved out of solid rock. Many Buddhists come here and consider it a holy place.
43 feet high. about 14 meters. Tallest Buddha statue in Sri Lanka.
A Saturday morning class was in session and I was allowed to film the children having an English lesson.
What do you think about Sri Lanka?
The teacher.
It's a nice country. It's very peaceful
Most
country.
of the people from the foreigners, they like and they like.
Yes. Now see if she got it right. You want more?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have done their work. This is the lesson under the, according to the test they have to do.
We left the peaceful temple and passed rice fields being harvested. We drove through busy little towns full of tuk-tuks, cars and dogs. Luck was certainly on our side when we saw an elephant walking along the busy road carrying his dinner, totally unafraid of heavy traffic. An unusual sight. It was nice just to sit and relax by the chalet. But all too soon it was time to leave Habarana and head south to Colombo and the airport. But one more treat was in store. A brief stop at the elephant orphanage where 70-odd animals live in comfort. Here they are, old-age pensioners, middle-aged and young babies going to the river to bathe. Life is good for these lovable creatures after a bad start.